All right, we're on air.
Hello, this is John Wynn,
And Bill Tate.
and this is the Doomer Bloomer podcast.
All right, welcome back.
Welcome.
So, how's it going tonight, John?
I'm doing well, doing very well. Beautiful day. Finally, Canada has some nice weather going on.
We went from permafrost to construction season.
Exactly. Glad I don't have to commute to work.
That's true.
The few times I need to commute is pretty dreadful. Here in Edmonton, at least. So.
Yeah. Well, I live in the far reaches of the north, so
yeah,
every day's in God country up here.
Yeah.
Today on the podcast, I guess we are going to take a look at the Clown World Order.
Yes.
The Game of Thrones ending, aka Cuck's Landing.
Yeah, we'll skim. I mean, this is old news already. We've been on hiatus due to professional reasons.
And we'll dive into a little bit of over political correctness that I've been seeing in society and work in general sometimes.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about something. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the what is like? So what smartphone do you have what's your next upgrade that you have your eye on, and why? And I'll say my views and what. Same thing, but from my point of view, the state of cryptocurrency and what coins would we buy with $1,000 each, which we'll probably put in eventually again.
Yeah. when let's buy the dip. That's buy the dip.
Yeah, buy the dip and keep on buying the dip, and hopefully don't fucking wait till it dips 80% down.
Just total.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's not become Cuck's Landing cryptocurrency buyers.
All right. On that note, Game of Thrones. What did you think, John?
I liked it.
I
give it a 7, 6.5 to 7. My only gripe, I won't elaborate too much on this. I mean, there's so much content.
Entire
on
YouTube channel devoted to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I liked it. I like the events. Like, I think every event made sense in the context of the story. It just felt too rushed. I think that season deserved 12 episodes, 10 to 12 at least.
Yeah, it was just rushed. That was my biggest gripe too.
Exactly. But, when it comes to Bran being the king, I think that's a cool decision. It actually caught me by surprise. Daenerys getting murked. I mean, that was necessary, I think.
Would describe what's murked.
Murder.
Okay. Yeah, like by her boyfriend who's actually her nephew.
Yeah.
That's Jon Snow.
The drama. Jon Snow, Daenerys drama. Drama alert.
Jon Snow, the real cuck of Cuck's Landing.
Yeah, you got cucked hard.
He really
man.
did.
Yeah. The Cuck's Landing cucks are the people crying and absolutely demanding they do a remake.
I just looked at change.org. It's 1.6 million people have signed that petition.
Yeah.
Just over.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they're trying to push for the 3 million mark.
Yeah. Well, if there are 3 million people, why don't they, I don't know, pull their money together and their resources?
I see them making some sort of a spin-off show. That's what I like. I don't know, a Tyrion Lannister spin-off show.
Tyrion Lannister and his peasant broads.
That's right. The marriage.
Yeah. No, but they're actually planning. They're already planning to do even before the ending of Game of Thrones. They're planning on doing like a prequel series of kind of like what's it called?
Oh,
The Hobbit.
of the not of the Targaryen family.
Yeah, something like
Okay,
that.
yeah, because I've read the book, the prequel uh, historical anthology of the story of Ice and Fire or whatever.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah,
So they're just gonna go back like 100 or 200 years or some shit like that.
I'd watch
Um,
that. That'd be all right.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, uh, yeah, but yeah, I mean, what happened? Like the main points, what happened? I'm reiterating here are okay. These people, they want Daenerys they didn't like what happened to Daenerys or what happened to Jon Snow or yada yada yada, and they like a lot of these people want them to completely redo the like the storyline in the last season, which is like, are you guys insane?
Well, it's the thing is they have no book material to pull from after season 5, right?
Yeah, they don't need book material. But the story, the main points of the story is fine. I mean, they should have expanded on the Night King, and they should have given a better build up to Daenerys getting murked. I just love saying that.
Yeah, you do
Yes,
learn
I
something
do.
new.
Yeah.
I
Say
just
what?
I just
Find
learned
what?
something new on Merc. What Merc is? That's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. Urban. Check out Urban Dictionary. Have you ever heard about that website, Bill?
Never heard of it ever. UD? What's UD?
Urban
Yeah,
Dictionary.
UD. I UD
Yeah,
everything. I UD
yeah.
Clown World this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Bill, if you want to do us the honors, um, read the description of the actual link you sent me on Clown World. I think whoever wrote that did a really good job.
Number 1 or number 2?
I think it was
Okay,
number
number
two.
2. So Clown World. We appear to be living in a clown world. Men are turning themselves into women. Women are turning themselves into men. Brainwashed kids, God bless them, don't know what to turn themselves into. Meanwhile, small souled bugmen are protesting outside McDonald's for Szechuan sauce because of a cartoon, and deranged SJWs can't pull their eyes away from Donald Trump's Twitter account.
Yeah, and there's like a little quote underneath that I like. I
Which one
thought
here?
it was pretty
Oh,
funny.
which one are we looking at? Oh yeah, feminist. Islam is a woman's best friend! Exclamation mark. Me. Like we really live in a clown world, don't we, John?
Yes, yes, we do.
It's like Islam is the most anti-feminist uh, religion in
It's
the world.
insane. It's insane that, but actually, that thread is starting to unravel. I saw an article a couple weeks ago. It's about these protests in England. So now the progressives are teaching. I don't want to put out some bad information, but to very young kids under 12 years old about transgenderism and all that stuff,
See,
gay stuff and all that stuff that should be taught to teenagers, in my opinion.
definitely beyond.
Maybe grade 6, right? Because they're transitioning into high school.
Yeah, around
And
puberty, right? Or
yeah, exactly. So give them like kind of I think grade 6 is a good age to start talking about that. I'm far from being a Puritan, and these are things that exist. Even if you're kind of weirded out by some, be it like all these different genders or whatever, it's part of the culture now, man. So they might as well talk about it and prepare these kids, especially these kids that have like very rigid and narrow way of viewing all these issues. When they hit high school, man, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Especially college afterwards, and they're gonna be like, I never heard about this shit, and this is really traumatizing to me right now." But like when you're teaching like third or fourth graders about all these issues, uh, it's only normal that parents might be like what the hell. But like the Islamists are
Well,
very
they're
like
they're
they're
anti-transgender. They're anti.
anti-gay and all that stuff.
They're basically anything that
And
doesn't
as
fit their mold of Islam, really.
yeah, and as per usual, a lot of these leftists are like, oh, it's just because these are the extremist Islamists. Most Islamists don't believe this, which is completely factually untrue. But there were some SJWs in England that were calling out the Islamists or the Muslims that were protesting, and they were protesting like hardcore compared to the other parents. It was like gays are going to be burn in hell, and transgenderism is like one of the greatest evils and stuff like that. And now the leftists, so there seems to be a rift developing between these far leftists and the Islamists. I mean, which is only, I mean, it was only a matter of time. I'm surprised. I'm surprised like this weird alliance has lasted as long as it's did. I mean, it's like it's like if someone said, "Oh my God, how dare these people? They punch people in the face sometimes." Oh, but these murderers over here, these serial killers, these are our best friends. I'm not saying Muslims are serial killers or whatever. Maybe
But
serial
you're saying
bombers once in a while.
the
But
left is
what I'm saying,
supporting these really
there's
weird views just because it's their right.
well, they're accusing us of being sexist and regressive in our views of gender norms and all that, right? So that would be the equivalent of punching someone in the face. But the Muslims are way more conservative and regressive when it comes to that. I mean, we all know how in most Muslim states how women are treated. I mean, there's a chick friend of mine. She's from Morocco, and it's the most progressive Islamic state in the one of them. It's in the top three most progressive Islamist states in the world, and and she hates it, right? Um, she's describing how conservative it is compared to here. So it's like saying, "Oh, you guys are way too conservative, and you guys don't understand how sexist you are." But the Islamists, you know, Islam is a woman's
No, I
best
think a
friend.
vibrator is a woman's best friend.
My D,
Sorry,
my D,
you're
meaning my
that's right.
developmental skills.
He supports the women with his
That's what I meant.
developmental skills.
Developmental skills, exactly. Okay, we're going into
I'm
clown
just
world territory.
I'm just
here.
looking up Morocco just for my own knowledge here.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, cheap flights. You should fly there. No?
My girlfriend would not appreciate that. No, nope, not at all. Let's say my friend over there and my girlfriend
Oh, okay. Well,
don't
fair.
like each other. Yeah. So, and I love my girlfriend. So, there's a myriad of other places we can go,
Right.
namely Costa Rica, which is the next trip. But I really can't wait to go to Asia and Tokyo specifically. I want to see Tokyo, Bangkok, and now Seoul. I always wanted, like my three was Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Thailand, and Tokyo, Japan. But now Seoul, it's supposedly it's a 24-hour city, and my girlfriend's been there, and she showed me kind of like how it is, like through videos and just her own description of
No,
it.
I personally have friends who've
amazing.
been to Seoul, and I've seen great pictures, and I've heard it's a very technologically
Yeah.
advanced city, for one thing, and also like
Yeah. Yep.
South Korea is very well known for their education system. It's one of the best in the world, and they have a fairly high standard of
Yep.
living there. And some very innovative ideas come out of South Korea.
Yep. They're the country. I think they're in the top three of the countries with the highest IQ
Yeah,
too.
I've
So
met some very
extremely
smart
smart
Korean
people there.
people. Good people.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides those Asian destinations, I would have um, Florence. Yeah, me and my girl were thinking about Florence and just basically Italy. But Florence is like it's like the crown pearl we're going after in Italy down there.
Bueno. No, that's Spanish, isn't it? Sorry,
Yeah,
I only
yes.
know two languages really,
Uh,
which is more than most people.
yeah, yeah, true. I You can give yourself a pat on the back,
Okay.
and I'll give you one too when I see you.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's
I only know two
John's a
myself, so
hybrid. I call him a hybrid. Well, it's a compliment, really. They
thanks.
say people. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's better than
They
it's better
say
than a mutt, eh?
people who have two languages
Tabarnak,
are more
Mac.
intelligent and have longer life expectancies, especially in mental capacity. So just because it requires more
Oh,
neural
nice.
connections to know two languages. Yeah.
Yeah,
On that note, let's
makes sense.
kind of switch gears and talk about life hacks because I've been trying out some new supplements. Mostly right now, I'm trying out
Cool.
Host
Yep.
Defense, Lion's Mane Memory and Nerve Support by Paul Stamets. It's well known in
Mm-hmm.
the mycology
Yep.
field, um, and I've only been trying it for less than a week. I haven't really noticed anything right as yet, but I'll keep at it and see how it goes. How about you, John? Are you trying anything new lately in your personal and health routines?
Well, actually, when it comes to life hacks, I've actually started something today. Yeah, you're familiar with James Altucher, correct? I sent you. He's the Jewish
That
dude
describes
with
a lot
the
of
afro.
people. You'll have to refresh my memory.
He's the guy that talks about. He has a book, Choose Yourself.
Oh yes,
He's the
okay,
guy
yes,
that
ultra trick.
lost
Okay, yeah.
millions. Like he Yeah, exactly. I've been following him. I've been checking his material quite
But
a bit in the last week. Um, I was following a couple people when I sent a link to him a couple months ago. I had just discovered his works and him as a personality at that time, but I've been delving back into his material, and I've started as of today actually to apply the um, one of his hacks to stimulate your creative muscle, if you will, in your brain, of writing down 10 basic ideas a day on anything. I mean, it could be a mismatch of all kinds of unrelated subjects. It could be 10 ideas of, 10 ideas of new recipes you want to create, or 10 ideas of blog posts you'd like to write, 10 ideas for a podcast, which is actually what I did today. 10 ideas for your business, 10 ideas for potential jobs you want to go after, 10 ideas on how to
so
perform well
this is
in
a
an
daily
interview. I
practice.
mean, anything, right? Yeah, this is a daily practice that I think I will. Um, I'll be diligent of doing every day, and he has this concept about um, I mean, most of your ideas are going to be trash, or nothing is going to come to fruition. But what is going to force you to, first of all, crystallize the ideas you have, and Also, just practice you thinking outside the box. But on top of that, a lot of times you can like apply one idea that seems unrelated and mix it with another one and create something completely new. And if you know how to execute on it, you can be like, you might not be an expert in one field and uh, on neither of the two fields. So say you have an idea about, I don't know, chess and a video game, and then you want to create a new video game. You might not be like a video game expert or a chess expert, but you might be able to create like this new situation, this new game or whatnot, and become kind of like pioneers in the field. He's applied this principle and it's made him millions of dollars. He doesn't say you guys should do that. He just talks about on how what are some of the life hacks he's tried for himself, and that's worked. And I consider myself a fairly creative person, and I felt that my creative juices are hard to come by sometimes, just with the daily grind of life and work and all that stuff, and just a day to day thing. So I think practicing diligently an idea muscle, your idea muscle can be pretty beneficial in the long run. If you do it every day, the compound effect.
Well, just looking at his
is,
website here, it says, "Will you be 1%
right?
better today?" Question mark. Will you choose yourself? So,
yeah, he's cool. I recommend you look. You
I will
check
do that,
some
and
more
I
of his
will link it
material and all
in
that.
the video as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool because the fact that he likes a lot of the, like he's been a professional in the financial markets, which I'm diving into this year. Chess. He's managed to be a grandmaster at chess. Like comedy, he's a huge fan of comedy, and he started to perform. One of my dreams is to perform on stage and tell jokes. So he has a he he resonates with me a lot. I don't know if he'll resonate with our audience or even you, Bill, but I definitely recommend anyone to check him out. Besides that, just to finish life hacks on my end, cold showers. I've been doing this for like a year and a half now. One of the best habits I've done in my life. Intermittent fasting, the 16/8 fasting method, and an occasional 2 to 5 day fast
Yeah.
is
No, I
extremely
also
beneficial
implement
too, I
cold
think.
showers, and I do the 16 fast and 8 eating model as well. I did try OMAD for a little bit, the 1 meal a
Yeah.
day, uh, but I found that I was too low
Oh yeah.
energy because it's almost 23 hours of fasting every day. And I require a little bit more calories just
Yeah.
because of my body size and my muscle composition. So yeah, and I'd have a
Yep.
fairly
And also the type of work you
physical
do, right?
physical job. So it requires, but I find if I get up at a
Yeah.
reasonable time in the morning, like before 7, and then just have a black coffee or whatever, no sugar, because I'm a psychopath.
Hmm.
Uh,
I put stevia. I don't put sugar. I use stevia.
you're psychopath
So I'm
light.
a soy boy psychopath, I guess.
He only
Psychopath
has
light.
one
There
meat
you go.
hook in his back room.
I like that.
Um, and I do try to do
Exactly.
keto, like 80-20% of the time, and I don't really. I have found
Yeah,
that,
that's
like, for
helped you a
myself,
lot, eh?
I'm I don't know, I sound really soy saying this. I'm gluten intolerant. But like I find that like my whole diet.
Oh, Bill,
That's right,
oh my
because
god. I don't
I
think
gotta
we can
have
do
my Starbucks
podcasts together
Frappuccino
again
and I'm
now.
gluten free. But
Oh my
like if
god,
I do
bro.
80, yeah,
Yeah.
80% of the time I'm try to keep like I don't eat bread really. I do mini tests every once in a while. But I tend to go to
Yeah.
the whole fat milk and
Yep.
my diet mostly consists of vegetables and protein, like meat.
Gotcha. I've noticed when that's how I eat because I've been on the carnivore diet, and when I started getting off, I was just mostly eating vegetables with the meat. So I went to maybe 100% meat for like a month and a half. Then I went to 66% meat, like 2/3 meat or animal protein and 1/3 vegetables and fruits, and that seemed to be the sweet spot for me. And I've been cheating a bit lately. I've been eating breads because I try to avoid carbs too, just because it makes me feel it gets me into food comas a lot more than if I just eat animal proteins and vegetables and fruits. When I eat too much, if I have a sandwich, like just two ham sandwiches, which is not a big meal, I I'll feel like my brain is in a huge fog for at least a couple hours, and even after it's still a bit fuzzy after like the main food coma comes on. So I try to avoid a little bit of carbs here and there is not too bad, but and I'll put on weight too. It's insane. It's insane how much weight you can put on. If I eat bread every day, even like small amounts, I can go from 226, 227 to two over 235, 235,
And
236,
not in the good way.
237. So, well, I'm 6'3", so it's not
The
that
only
bad.
time I
No,
incorporate more
it's far
carbs
from
is if I'm
ideal.
more
It's
active,
far from
and
ideal weight.
then I kind of scale that accordingly. But if I'm not as active, I
Yeah,
tend to be more strict with my diet
yeah,
to compensate.
yeah, yeah. Well, you saw me, right? You saw
Hmm.
me at Shambhala last year, and I had more or less of a slight dad bod. And then you saw me maybe like a month and a half later, month and a half, 2 months later, and I had started the carnivore
Oh,
diet
pretty much. It's
slightly
yeah, it'd
after,
be
which is
extreme
basically
keto,
keto diet when you think about it,
less,
right?
less on the fat side, but more of the protein side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and when you saw me like a couple months later, I mean there was well, it was enough of a difference. Like I didn't even mention anything. You're the one that kind of volunteer. Oh wow, look, you're
Well,
seems like your
you can see it
carnivore
in your
diet is
face and
going well,
your
right? Like I didn't ask
definition.
you, hey, so what do you think? Yeah, a lot leaner. I looked a lot healthier. Um, yeah, because I was sick at that time at Shambhala. Like that summer, that's when I was really noticing how the carbs were reacting with my body. So my girlfriend, she eats a lot of rice, and we had moved in that year, and I didn't know how bad rice could be in excess amounts, and I
Yeah,
gained so
yeah.
much weight. It was crazy. Um, but I only knew like later on, maybe like months later, how bad rice can be, and how like because I'm like, well, they're slow carbs, so it's not like chips or bread or crap like that. It's not like white bread or processed bread and all that. But no, even and I was getting brown rice and all that. But no, in excess amounts, and I eat a lot. I'm 6'3", 200 some pounds. I mean, I got an appetite, especially after 16 hours without eating. and fuck, I look like
Soprano
a fat
John.
mafiosi sometimes. Yeah, exactly, Johnny Soprano, man.
Fuck carbs.
So yeah, fuck carbs. I'm, yeah. I wish sometimes like the things that you don't like in your life, like say bad weather, for instance, I wish you could just like personify
Give it a
bad
big
weather
bitch
when there's
slap.
bad weather and just, punch them in the face.
Get over here.
Hey, come here, bad weather. You know, come here. Yo, come here.
Come
Yo, baddie, come here. Yeah. And yeah, and just react with
yeah, no,
senseless
that's
violence on.
straight to the anger button. Just press it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the bad weather is fucking up your golf day, and you just personify it. You take all that bad weather, condense it in some like
The,
humanoid
the
fucking
weather
creature,
the
and
weather
just like
punching bag. The weather
whoop it
whip
with your
boy.
golf club or some shit. Yeah, exactly. Okay, before I go psycho dark,
Psychopath light.
I want to stay
I
at
think you brought up earlier,
psychopath light here.
you
So
like what? How long do you
yeah.
think you're gonna live, John? Just to cap this talk on life hack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't know we were going to talk about it here, but I always like talking about this kind of stuff. I believe realistically at this point, for people my age and well our age, I think, especially if you have the means, the financial means available to you, I think living between 120 and 150, like like very healthily, if that's a word, um, is going to be the norm. I think within 20, 30 years we're going to have the technology, like easily 20, 30 years we're going to have the technology to reverse aging on a continuous basis. I've actually been digging more into David Sinclair, who a lot of people might know from the Joe Rogan podcast. I've been aware of his work before that, but yeah, they're developing everything from supplements to pharmaceutical drugs, to they're in certain fields. They're doing human testing on certain products and medical developments they're doing. I'm getting scatterbrained here, but basically it's on the horizon. And I think 120 to 150 years old is coming to us soon. And I think, when I'm 60 and 70 years old, I'm not going to look like a 60 to 70-year
No,
old,
I completely agree with you
like
there.
the way we imagine them today. I think I think I Yeah, I think 60, even 70, we're going to still look like we're in our 30s or 40s or even maybe 20s. And I think we could even like custom make it to how we want to
Gotta
rejuvenate
lengthen those telomeres,
our
John. Gotta lengthen
physiology.
those telomeres.
Like, yes, we do. We got to lengthen them hard.
Have you been doing some research on new phones? I sent you a link the other day.
Yeah,
Market
yeah.
research.
Well, research. I don't um yeah. Well, I'm a gadget, somewhat of a gadget guy, not hardcore, but I like having, if I'm going to buy a piece of an expensive gadget, I'd like to have one that suits my needs, and I think
What phone do
is
you have right now?
good quality and etc. Um, I've got the Pixel 2 XL. Uh, I was looking forward to the Pixel 3, but man, what they did with the notch is horrible, and I'm also kind of pissed off at Google because I love their products. I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy,
Yeah.
but borderline
So
almost.
solidly a Google fan.
Um, you know, so yeah, I do enjoy their products, be it software or their hardware at this point now. I love my Pixel 2 XL phone. So I was looking forward to see the Pixel 3 and Google. When the Pixel 1 came out, they were laughing at at Apple for removing the headphone jack, and they were like, "Oh, we still have the headphone jack," blah blah blah. And then with the Pixel 2 XL, they removed the headphone jack, so you need a dongle and all that stuff. And I was kind of annoyed to the point actually that I almost did not buy the Pixel 2 XL just out of principle. I mean, you're laughing at your
Yeah.
competitor and then you copy them. You copy them
Yeah, I'm not a
exactly.
big fan of the
You know,
loss of
I thought that
the
was like a
microphone
bitch
jack.
move, to be honest.
Not a fan.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. Me neither. But I mean, technology is always changing. Did you know, like washing machines back in the day weren't plugged
No,
in
because it was washerwomen down by the river.
the sockets that we have
They weren't
now?
plugged into anything. They
Y-
were just
y-
down there with the washboard doing
yeah. No, no, but no, I'm talking about
the
the first
washerwoman that gets struck by
electrical
lightning.
washing machines or any appliance for that matter, like a stove. Or,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, really?
No,
Like
but
Edison
everything was
style?
plugged in a light socket. So everything that was
That's true.
electrical. So because electricity was only invented for light in the beginning, right? And then the other applications started to develop. But there was only one medium to there was only like one socket, one universal socket, and it was the light socket. So back in the days when electricity, the first maybe 10, 15, 20 years, everything that you had to plug in, you had to plug in into a light socket. So you'd have like these instead of having a multi socket bar that to plug in under your desk where your computer and all that is. You had like a multi light socket apparatus on the ceiling with cables and
No.
shit to plug in your these brand new appliances, never seen before appliances. So these, yeah, yeah, exactly. So I mean, technology is always like advancing forward and all that, but I just think it was pretty dumb to laugh at Apple and then do the exact same thing not even a year later. Um, it looks like even Samsung is going
Not
to
the
pull
phone
it out.
I'm
It
looking
seems
at,
like every
but
phone now is going to go
I'm looking
cordless
at
at
the
this point.
Zenfone
But what are you going to do? But
AR.
okay, I don't think I saw it because I
Yeah,
skimmed through it. I was looking
there's
at
two on
the
the list
phones I
that
knew
I really
in
like. Is the
the
new
link that you sent me there.
Cat S61, which which has the FLIR thermal imaging built into it, which
Oh, with
is
the
really would be
thermal
really
imaging,
helpful for
right?
me in my job because I work with electrical apparatus quite frequently, and if you need to find a
Yeah.
hotspot, having a phone like that would be very useful. It,
It looks pretty cool. It
it's
looks like you
basically
have
Predator vision on
Predator
your phone.
from the movie Predator Vision.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Exactly.
no.
Oh, for a psycho like
I
you, that's
drink my coffee
perfect.
black. Zenfone
Exactly.
AR, yeah, it which has the capability
And the other
to
one, the
work
Zen
with
one,
the
what are your
Google.
thoughts?
It's the
Okay.
Google VR headset. It integrates with the Google VR headset, so you can have augmented reality. It's the first It's called Tango.
Oh, okay,
It's
cool.
the first Tango enabled smartphone on the market.
Yeah.
Enabled smartphone
I,
on the
and when
market.
you say Tango, what is it? Oh, yeah, Tango is Google's video game platform, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you want, if you can, like I'm familiar with it from a couple months ago, but if you want to tell our audience what that is all about, it sounds pretty interesting. It might kill consoles, which kind of hurts the nostalgic side of me, but
Well, tango is a dance, first of all.
Bill, ta gueule.
It's basically Google's version of VR, so virtual reality is
Okay.
essentially what it is. So it's I'll link a description to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the first phone, it's the first phone to run Google's Project Tango AR and Daydream AR or
Okay.
VR. So
Isn't it also like a basically developers can you can have access? It's like basically video games on demand.
I'm just reading here, and I will link the video as well.
Okay.
But you can bring virtual objects in real life. So what it does is there's a laser built into the phone that calculates the distance from objects.
Yeah.
You can recreate those objects in 3D
Oh
inside
wow.
the headset. So that would be really good for applications like engineering, right? You know, like you've watched the the Marvel movies where Tony Stark is like manipulating things
Yeah.
in 3D.
Yeah.
Be able to do that inside of the headset, right? So thinking if you're an engineer, you're trying to build an engine or something, right? You could take the engine apart in 3D and manipulate the pieces inside of the headset,
That definitely is
stuff
interesting.
like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely. So you're aiming towards two phones that have very specialized applications.
that is correct. One would
Yeah.
be for work and one would be for more personal. But
Yeah. Gotcha.
those are the two on my bucket list or my list. I would preferably like to own in the next year.
For sure. I guess I'm too mainstream. I'm not a hipster when it comes to to smartphones. I'm waiting for the Pixel 4 XL to come out. I think uh, just to further, like, so Google on the Pixel 3 had this ugly notch, copied iPhone, but did it actually worse. It's still a cool phone. Like I wouldn't complain if I had a Pixel 3 XL today. One of the best cameras. Pretty much, they're considered king when it comes to cameras.
Right.
Um, and you know, I'm not like this big photographer or anything, but when I do take a picture, I like to have like
You want to have
really,
a decent camera.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm going to pay a lot of money for a phone, like it's nice to know that I don't need to buy a camera. Like they've compared pictures just on the Pixel 2 XL compared to a $20,000 camera, and obviously the $20,000 camera is going to beat beat the phone camera, but I mean it competes with it. That's the thing. It, it's not like an automatic KO. You actually have to really look to see like the better quality camera. So the Pixel 4, it seems amazing. The main reason why I like the Pixel, it's the only Android phone that's analogous to iPhone because the hardware, in a sense, is owned by Google, and Android is owned by Google. So Android, the hardware and the software are optimized to work together very well. So what's cool about a Pixel, just like iPhone, even though like a lot of times like their phones had lesser specs than some of the Androids, they perform better just because both ends were optimized uh, so so well together. And that's kind of the same principle with the Pixel phones. And I'm a Android fan. I had an iPhone way back in the day. Um, you know, Android's a lot more flexible than iOS in my opinion. So you know that's why I'm going for it. If I'm disappointed with the Pixel 4, then I'll probably go with a Samsung phone. So that's where I'm at with that.
All right, agreed.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap up here with the state of the cryptocurrency markets, John?
Oh yeah, exciting stuff. So so let me pull out my charts here. Let's just check. I think Bitcoin has gone up in the
It's
last
around
month.
it's 9,000 USD right now, the give or take.
Well, right now it's 9,000. Yeah, I went to 91 or 9,200 in the last 24 hours. But
Well,
let's look in the last 3
well, it was
months. It was
around
like bottom out.
20,
Yeah, 3 months ago it was
21,000 or
bottom out
something US.
at 4,000, which is like something like
Yeah,
what, 80% drop from what it was in January 2018. Yeah, exactly. It was a little over 20,000 for sure. Maybe like it had like some slight spikes on certain exchanges at 21,000. I think actually in Korea went up even more than that in the Asian exchanges. But yeah, so all the way till April, we were looking at Bitcoin at around $4,000, and that was actually a slight rally from the beginning of the year, which was around 3,500. 3,500. Actually, a lot of people were panicking. Um, they were like, "Holy fuck! I think Bitcoin is dead," and all that. And a lot of people that got burned in that bear market, that big crash in January 2018. You know, they're a lot of them are holding down, were have been holding for dear life, hoping that it'll bounce back up.
that's true.
And at 30, yeah, 3,400, when this is on January 30th, $3,495. So a year later, you lost, well, 17,000 if you bought it at the height of it, right? Um, that's insane. And 4 months later, it was up. Uh, 2 months later, it was up to 4,000. So a slight rally. Now it's up to 9,100 right now. So big ass increase in the last couple months. I mean, that's over 100%. So that being said, you know, Bitcoin is the big boy, is the big boss when it comes to cryptocurrency. But there's a host of other cryptocurrencies
2009.
out
Yeah,
there trying to fight for their dominance, for their place in this new emerging market. I mean, this is still the Wild West. It's still an emerging market at this point. Like Bitcoin was invented in 2000, it came out in 2008 or 2009. Start
yeah.
Yeah. So it was invented in 2009. So I guess this is similar to, say, the internet. Like the base form internet was created, what, probably in it was actually called intranet before, but like what we know as the internet today started in the early 90s, right? Yeah. Um, so this would be the equivalent, maybe early 80s, late 80s actually, the first
Yeah,
first
that's pretty
websites that
early
you could
internet.
access with a modem and all that. You know, to the general public, late 80s. Right now, crypto is kind of what the internet was, I'd say, in 98, 97, 98 right now. Exactly. And so crypto, so there, I think like 90, I'm generous when I say that 95% of the crypto out there is going to be like these pet.com companies that exploded in the 90s. They're going to be absolutely worthless, and there's not going to be anything worthwhile with most of these cryptos. But I think there's going to be some solid players. You'll have your eBays, your Amazons,
Well,
your
they're
Googles,
introducing
and et cetera,
institutional
that are
trading now,
they're going to be
and
there for the long run,
margin
because
trading.
I think blockchain and crypto as a whole is going to be part of our
It's
future, no
entered
matter
it's
what. I
entered
mean,
mainstream
if Bitcoin
consciousness
was going to
now, so
die,
it's
it would
pretty
have died,
much
I think, a long time
going
ago.
to be there.
even though 10 years is not that long. But yeah, there's already like Bitcoin futures and all that stuff. So exactly. So I guess so. I guess that's like a recap of Bitcoin as a whole for the neophytes, for the people that don't know much about crypto. I'm sure almost everyone, has heard about it by now, but um, I know it's only a
That's
small percentage at this point that are still interested in it. So, with that being said, besides Bitcoin, what are some of the cryptos uh, we are interested in? Say if we're going to spend $1,000 on that, which we've already spent some money on this back a couple years ago,
that's
and through the years. So, what are some of your favorite cryptos right now, Bill, and why? If you know,
I'm personally a big fan of Litecoin, just because it's considered Bitcoin's silver to Bitcoin's gold. There's faster transactions with it. You can buy a whole Litecoin versus a fractional Bitcoin. Um, they have good support. It's backed by a former Google executive. Um, primarily, that's what I use when I go to
yep,
exchanges is Litecoin, uh, just because it's easier to
transaction
buy
time is a lot
and
faster. Also,
transaction times their verifications
yeah,
are much faster. Um, I also have interest in XRP, just because it's again used by institutional
mm-hmm.
banking for cross border
Yep,
transactions. Um, so I have a fair amount of Ripple
yeah.
as well. Ethereum is become the new Internet of Things, like powering behind the. There's a lot of offshoots of Ethereum into
Yeah,
different
like one of
altcoins.
my favorites, EOS, and I'll explain why after you're done.
I also hold a little bit of Neo as
Hmm.
well.
Which is the Chinese version of Ethereum, correct? Yeah,
Basically, yeah. I'm also playing with a bit of
yeah.
Digibyte as well,
Same
just
here.
for fun. I did have Dogecoin
That's my
as
favorite, Bill.
well. Which that's I love. Next to Billcoin, Dogecoin's my favorite. So those of you out there, if you see
Yeah,
Billcoin, you
and we
better buy
got
it.
Doomer Bloomer coin coming up. So
Yeah, that's
if you're a Doomer and you buy our coin, you will turn into a successful Bloomer. For
that's
real,
correct.
for we guarantee it. No, we don't.
There, disclaimer: there
Disclaimer.
are no guarantees. If you bet money on the cryptocurrency market, you will make a
Well
return.
said.
So this is just two guys that are interested in emerging technology talking about the stakes that we
Yeah,
have. So
yeah.
this is full disclaimer. Don't do what we do. Just use your own
It's insane. We
discretion.
got to say this in this day and age, but
I know. So,
yeah, we're just two
I
dudes
also
saying all kinds of dumb shit. So
I also have Ethereum Classic,
oh, okay,
um,
cool.
and Salt as well, which is also an offshoot of Ethereum. Salt, for those of you who don't know what it is again, you can use Salt as an exchange. So if let's say you want to sell your Bitcoin, or you want to hold Bitcoin, but you want to lend it to people, Salt is the in between. Um, let's think of it like an escrow
Yeah, it's a
fund.
lending coin, right?
It's a lending coin.
Yeah.
Uh, so if you have Bitcoin, you can put it on to the Salt platform, and you can buy and trade
Yeah,
Salt as
I made some money day trading Salt. I got
well. And then Vertcoin is I'll have a little bit of Vertcoin,
I sold
and
mine. I sold my position on that. I had what are the reasons? I think I was telling you how good it was, right? when
Hmm.
we first got into this. Um,
Along with titanium.
oh yeah,
Gold titanium.
god damn. I I definitely came from Cuck's Landing when I bought that. I got cucked hard.
Cocked hard.
Oh yeah,
Well, I think everyone has a story like that. Like, so don't feel bad.
yeah. Well, I mean, um, do your due
But
diligence, folks, and don't.
my, my personal favorite, and I still think it's hilarious, is called Spank Coin.
Oh yeah, I know. I know about that one. I don't think we've talked about it, but it's a porn coin, right?
Well, it's basically because like Visa and the MasterCards and the credit card industries in general, like people who are making online pornography purchases through these websites, they get charged an enormous fee.
Yeah,
So this coin, Spank Coin, and then its offshoot is called Booty Coin.
yeah.
It's basically for making internet
I
porn
sound
purchases.
way too enthusiastic about this coin.
I think it's backed by what's her face?
Yes.
No, the porn star
Oh, okay. Like promotionally, not platform
promotion.
wise.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Uh,
anyway, they have some promotional like porn stars on the team, and I just think it's really hilarious. So I had to mention it.
yes. Well, actually, I read about that, and I was thinking of investing in it, and I'm actually might. It's good to invest, in some original, smaller projects and all that.
Well,
If
and
you
it's also solving an existing problem, right?
exactly, and that's the point of any business is to solve problems in an in a creative or original way that no one else is doing. Um, yeah, I mean, not only that, a lot of content probably there's these Visa cards, like these financial institutions are probably charging these companies big fees, and there's probably all kinds of strict hoops, like strict paper, like red tape they have to go through on the content and all that stuff. And decentralizing it with a token would, I mean, like 4% on billion on one of the biggest industries in the world is a lot of money. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, I think you make a really good point on that. Just from a financial perspective, there might be some good potential um, once crypto becomes more and more in the mainstream. Um, yeah. Anything else that you had your eye on?
Um, what was it? Nano? Nano is one of the other one I was looking at.
Yeah.
Um, if you don't follow crypto and you want to learn more, I will link it as well.
Hmm.
Data Dash is one of my favorite crypto
Same here.
YouTubers, just because he's pretty non-biased and he follows the markets and does a proper analysis.
He has good he has a very good grasp on technical analysis for someone that's also in the financial markets, that namely trade that I basically only rely on technical analysis for my trades, essentially, for swing trades and occasional day trades. I can say that Data Dash has a really good grasp on it, and a very like even keel vision of the crypto.
Yeah,
He's not one of these kids that don't know what they're talking about and will just repeat from the same thing as 10,000 other YouTuber kids are
yeah, he's
saying
not
at the same time.
parroting other people's information, or
Yeah.
and he's not even like a joke or a parody channel, because a lot of them have these characters they play. And that's what I like about him, because I kind of grew tired of the people that were just playing characters all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, like what was his name? Trayvon.
Trayvon, oh my,
BitConnect.
right? Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I'd recommend Allcoin Buzz. Um, if you
yeah,
want like a more in depth, in depth, whatever. Uh, yeah, in depth analysis of the markets. Well, I got to say, I haven't been following them much lately. They
me
just
neither.
put so much content. I haven't been following the crypto market that much. I'm kind of, it's like more on the back burner. I occasionally watch, read an article here and there, and all. I don't want to, fall into a FOMO state on this. So I'll buy, I'll buy something here and there. I'll read an article here and there, but it's low priority for me. Um, these are like lottery tickets when it comes to making money with this, but I'm interested in the projects. But anyways, altcoin buzz, I say, like, look, if you're interested in the financial aspect, on knowing kind of what's going on in the actual market, especially when it comes to technical analysis, Alessio Rastani, um, he also deals in real estate and um, stocks and all that too. He's a professional trader in all these things, and Data Dash are your guys. And if you just want some general news and some valid information, Altcoin Buzz, I think, are your guys for that. They have daily
The other one
content
I'm
coming up.
following is Modern Investor as well, and
Yeah,
they also have
yeah,
a YouTube channel. So,
okay,
and they have, again, they're very factual and like no bullshit. So that's what I like.
yeah. That's cool. And as for me, for the cryptos, I'm into. I've got a bit of Ethereum, XRP. I think was more a. I was kind of like, especially when I first got into crypto, I'm like, institutional. I'm more. Uh, I guess my teenage side was like, fuck these institutions. Even though I trade like institutional markets all the time, so at this point, I was kind of against. I wouldn't say I was against it, but it didn't. That romanticized side of me about the crypto market wanted to stay. I was all for decentralization and all that, but even at that time, I knew it was probably a good idea to get some XRP. But I invested in other things besides titanium, by the way, which was a total scam,
Epic fail.
epic fail. Yeah. Um, a lot of there was a lot of news by a lot of the YouTubers on. So let this be a warning to you guys. A lot of like good intentioned YouTubers that try to do the best of their due diligence for pro. And the reason why I actually got sucked into it is that this guy was working with Electronium, which is a project I'm still interested in. Um, um, and this guy was supposed to, got his foot in the door with Electronium, um, saying that he was going to be a market manager, and he got like kind of like a tweet from the owner of Richard Ells of Electronium, the creator, the founder of it. So that gave him almost like instant credibility overnight. And then he had all these crypto YouTubers interviewing this guy, and this guy was just saying, "Hey, look, we're with the Better Business Bureau," and he was linking all these sites to his website, but also to these kind of like financial companies that for people who don't know, Better Business Bureau, you got to pay them to kind of like get your rating almost. Um, but still, even if you pay them and you got something shitty, a really shitty company, they're not going to accept you or give you a good rating. However, money talks, so they're also not going to try to dig in and make sure that every single thing is in order. So I mean, it's very easy in this day and age to you know do fraudulent things and make up fraudulent stories and have signed documents and stuff like that. So, anyways, this company supposedly worked with this guy Michael Stellaire. Said he's worked with all kinds of companies like Microsoft, Disney, Boeing, blah blah blah, and he was working on their infrastructure, and it caused a snowball effect. A lot of people were believing in the project. And I think even you were kind of like excited about it. Like you didn't think it was a scam when I first told you about this
Well,
project,
because it
correct?
was, again, it was supposed to solve a technical problem of decentralizing computing power, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seemed well thought out, right? But like a lot of these YouTubers say, do your own research and do it properly. Like, don't limit your research of listening about other people that say they've done their research. I mean, you really got dig in yourself if you're gonna, especially if you're gonna invest a large amount. I think I only invested like $100, so it wasn't like a real big deal to me. I fell for the hype and all that. But anyways, yeah, the SEC came and froze everything, and he got like cease and desist letters from Disney and Microsoft and all these companies saying, "Hey, stop using our name. What the fuck are you talking about?" And the SEC got involved, and yeah, haven't heard any news since, except that everyone got cucked by this guy. So yeah, so I'll name my, without further ado, Electronium. Haven't invested much into it. I've got like 5,000 coins. Um, it's actually doing pretty good right now. It was doing actually pretty bad. A lot of people were very discouraged about this, but like anyone that's in crypto that thinks that whatever coin they purchase is going to go sky high right away once they purchase is like kind of a retard. Sorry, intellectually 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 non-adaptive. Sorry for that.
We'll edit that out. No, we won't.
No, we won't. So yeah, Electronium has jumped like something like 20% in the last week, the last 7 days, and that's a project. They basically want to be the mobile crypto. It's not like these other cryptos are not mobile, but they really want to make it like one of the most accessible cryptos on the market. They have deals. Like right now, they're actually growing quite a bit in South Africa right now. They're making deals with mobile providers, and they're actually aiming this crypto to be used in the more underdeveloped countries of the world that don't have stable banking, that don't have not even computers most of the time. Most of the people in these countries, be it Africa or Asia or Middle East or whatever, are their only connection to the internet is through their phones. So that's kind of the vision they have. I think this vision has a lot of potential. So that's one. This is a coin I'm interested in. Just like you, Ethereum. But for me, if I had to pick one coin right now, I would say EOS. EOS is my favorite coin. It's been fighting. It's been fighting for the top position for for the last year now, at least. It's number 6 right now with a 6.5 billion market cap. It's in number 6 position. It's always alternating. Litecoin is number 4 right now. It's always alternating between those number 4, 5, and 6 position is always alternating between EOS, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. EOS is basically a much more advanced version of the Ethereum platform, where a simple app like CryptoKitties can freeze the Ethereum platform for days. I can't remember the specific technicalities, but let's say Ethereum can do like 5,000 transactions per second. I know that EOS can do millions at this point. Like even before it was released, like as it got released last year, it was able to do like 6-figure to 7-figure transactions per second, like completely eclipsing Ethereum. It's backed by all kinds. This is literally backed. It's been verified. This is not a titanium scam, but it's been backed by all kinds of Silicon Valley and even Chinese companies. They're aiming to become the blockchain infrastructure. They're trying to rival with Ethereum. Basically, that's their thing. They're going to. Uh, I'd say they're like the Amazon, and Ethereum is like the eBay of the internet, but except in the crypto world. So that's the one I have my eye on. We're about to wrap up. I mean, there's so much information out there on all these cryptos we've talked about, so I'm not going to go on and on about EOS, but EOS is my favorite crypto for now. Um, if I could add a few more, I'd say Binance Coin is a very good coin.
And for our US listeners, make sure you get your Binance accounts, all of your altcoins into Bitcoin and off of that exchange by September.
Oh, why? Why? What's going on?
US residents will not be allowed to use Binance after September.
Oh, just but they can use like Bittrex and all that, or is it all?
It's becoming an Asian or like it'd be an Asian exchange only. All U.S. residents will not be allowed to use Binance after September.
Oh wow, yeah, kind of like with the ICO situation, correct? Like where like the IRS is making everything crypto related so complicated and hard for these companies that they're like, you know what, we're just not accepting any U.S. Customers. Is
Well, the
that correct?
KYC, or the know your customer, has made it very difficult. I think
Yeah,
because the whole point of the blockchain and these currencies is to be decentralized and anonymous,
yeah,
and it's kind of turning that whole dynamic on its head.
yeah.
And whereas in Asia, the regulations are much more relaxed and pro crypto.
Okay.
Over in the West, it's become big banking institutions. They're somewhat embracing it because they can see the potential for making money off of it,
Yeah, but they want control over it.
but they want control over it,
Yeah,
right? And that's the difference.
yeah. I hear you.
Um,
Like Vancouver wants to ban Bitcoin ATMs, but
oh yeah, that's right.
the
No, I
prostitutes might suffer.
how do I not let my wife know that that's what I'm doing?
Exactly.
It's like,
You know,
what's your BTC account, baby?
that's how it is. There's a whole article about this. It's actually I skimmed through it, but it's actually pretty funny.
You should, yeah.
I'm all about freedom, so I just hate the oh, we got to ban this, ban that, regulate this. Just like with e-cigarettes, they want to ban like flavor now in the e-juice because think about the children. You gotta think about the children. What about the children?
Save the children, man. I want my strawberry cotton candy. Eat
What?
juice,
Because
mom.
if they have strawberry cotton candy e-juice to become addicted and die cancer in the future.
I want my bubblegum
So
watermelon
gotta ban this
sweet.
shit.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
how we think teenagers sound.
No, those, it's not the teenagers, it's the moms. It's the fucking anti-tobacco Nazis that say that shit.
Tobacco Nazis.
Tobacco Nazis. Yeah, the smoke Nazis, man.
The,
You know,
the,
they're the ones that like I don't smoke tobacco anymore. It's been years. I vape now. I for a good period of time I didn't vape. I didn't smoke at all. Whatever. But I did appreciate a nice Captain Black cigar, like the vanilla chocolate kind. And because of, or even menthol cigarette once in a while, but because of these smoke Nazis, they're like, oh, we got to take out the flavor because of the kids. Think about the children. You know, they think, oh, if it tastes good, it'll be more addicting. It'll be more luring to kids to start, even though it's fucking almost impossible. It's easier to get crack as a teenager than fucking get a pack of cigarettes. Are you
well,
kidding me?
especially in North America, you have to be 19 years of age, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they're strict. Like even when I was a teenager in the '90s, and I used to smoke cigarettes, it was really strict. It was really hard to get cigarettes if you didn't have like older friends to buy it for you. I mean, I remember spending evenings sometimes like asking people that looked somewhat cool going into a corner store to buy us a pack of cigarettes, right? So, and this is in the 90s. I mean, you could still smoke in designated areas in the hospitals and in the malls, or, uh, you know, and it was very hard for a teenager to buy cigarettes. Like, imagine today, and they're worried about, oh well, if it has menthol, and like all the cigarettes are behind like this fucking box, so they can't even see the flavors or the tobacco products, and they're like complaining about fucking the kids might be allure, like the flavor might be alluring to them, to the point that they have to go through all these hoops. Just, oh, I know tobacco is cancerous and bullshit, but since it has menthol, man, I can't control myself. So fucking retarded. Anyways,
Mentally inept.
yeah, yes, yes.
All right. On that note, John, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, yeah. So, uh, I guess we could talk about crypto, as there's further developments on that sphere. I'm sure there's many more to come. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We'll be we'll be putting all kinds of different articles, books, products, links, all kinds of links. And if you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube, in the description, if you guys want to check out anything there, feel free. If you guys don't even bother. But yeah, a lot of the stuff we'll put there is, this is how we gather our information, our knowledge on certain subjects and all that. So feel free. And on that note, all you crazy motherfuckers out there, you know, keep cool, and we'll see you
All
next
right.
time.
We're also on Apple Podcast, Google Play, and Spotify. Just Google the Doomer Bloomer podcast by John Wynn and Bill Ate. And
Mm-hmm.
you guys, listeners out there, have a good night. Bye.
Peace.